Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to another Turn and Burn Tuesday. My name is Grey Eagle, some pilot. I'm a real world A320 captain, bringing my love for aviation and flight simulation to all your wonderful people out there. How's everyone doing this morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world? Hopefully, you're having a fantastic day out there as we get this Turn and Burn Tuesday started. Get the sim set up for a morning departure out of here, out of Charlotte, going all the way down to Charleston, South Carolina, where I picked up a third-party scenery there, and it's the same developer that did the Indianapolis scenery. And I was messing around in Charleston earlier today, and I get the same performance as I do in Indianapolis. So hopefully the performance will stick with us here, as and now that I know who the developer is, I'll try to stay away from their sceneries. It seems to be highly unoptimized, at least for me. I don't know if anyone else has issues with it, but at least for me, it seems to be highly unoptimized. Again, it's because they want to simulate the entire terminal, and I'm like, I don't need every single piece of furniture, every person, every store, every bathroom simulated. I just need, the basics. As a pilot, yeah, you get to walk through the airport terminal, but as a sim pilot, we are usually just focused on the airplane, and oh my, what a plane we have here today. We're going to be taking out the Carolina Panthers A319. I have pretty much all the liveries that U.S. Airways used to fly in their Airbuses. So I have the Steelers, I have the Cardinals, the Philadelphia Eagles, and then I got a few of their heritage liveries as well. Not heritage, but you know what I'm trying to say, the state liveries as well. I think they had Nevada and Arizona, and I think we flew that for 2 of the streams a while ago. So yeah, we're gonna be taking out this one today. This beautiful airplane. I thought I was gonna just hop in a basic silver American airplane, so basic. And then I saw this pop up on my screen, and I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and take this out. I haven't done this on stream yet, and you got the Panther roaring right there in the back. Absolutely cool liveries that they did. As far as liveries go, it's as far as the ones that US Air did, not like the coolest and how everything transitions. The one I think that looks the best is the Arizona Cardinals. That's just my personal opinion, but there we go. So without further ado, we shall hop on into the flight deck and get this show on the road, shall we? We can first start by importing our flight plan assembly. Okay, yeah, I did that already. So since GSX tends to load a little fast, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get the IRs aligned. We'll get some preliminary stuff here done before we actually get to loading up the aircraft. We'll do a quick origination flow here. That CVR sounds good. We'll test engine fire 1, the APU, and engine fire 2. There we go. Excellent. Everything else on the hydraulic and fuel page fuel panel looks good. The electrical panel, we can go ahead and turn the batteries off. Bring up the electrical page here. Bring our batteries back online. And give the electrical page a little gander. Still not up to snuff, but that's quite alright. I'm sure Phoenix is going to fix that in the BFU. The rest of the electrical panel looks good. Coming down to the air conditioning panel, that all looks good. We don't have any air conditioning on yet here. I'll get that APU started so we can get the APU or the bleeder going here in a few minutes. Anti-ice panel, that all looks good. Prop heat is an auto. Camper pressurization is an auto. Ditching hatch is off and guarded there. Our lights are, today is the 10th, so we'll go to the even bulbs. even day, even bulb. Everything else looks good there. We'll go ahead and arm the emergency exit lights and get the APU going there. Up on the first officer side, we'll go ahead and turn the PA over to the 3 o'clock position. VHF3 is in data. That looks good. Flight control panel looks good. Cargo ventilation all set. Cargo smoke is all set. Engine panel is all set there. Coming on down to the glare shield. From left to right, we want all of our buttons to be extinguished there. On the EFIS panel, let me go ahead and try to pull up an ATIS real quick. Let's go here. Charlotte. Weather ATIS. Let's see. 2999 is what the altimeter is. So we'll set that once. We'll set it twice. And we'll set it thrice. There we go. I'll get this clock started for the APU. We'll go ahead and clear the electrical page there. So on the EFIS here, we want flight director on. We want our altimeter set. Constraint arc 10 nautical miles, and we don't need the VR ADF. In the center FCU here, we want to see numbers or digits displayed in the windows, heading track or heading vertical speed with all the push buttons extinguished. On the first officer side, we're looking for the same thing. We don't need the VR or ADF. 10 nautical miles arc. Constraints, we have the current altimeter with the flight director on and all the push buttons extinguished over there. Let's see, on the main instrument panel from left to right, PFD on the left side for the captain and D on the right hand side. Our ISIS is aligned. Our ECAM displays are in the correct orientation. Brake fan is off. The landing gear is indicating down through green. We have the anti-skid and the on anti-skid nose wheel steering is on. Our date and time. Date's correct. The time's not going to be correct because I rolled the sim back there. The landing gear is down with no red arrow there. The ND is on the left. The PFD is on the right, and we can adjust the brightness however we see fit. Right there, coming on down to the center of the instrument panel here. We have CFM 56.5 B6 engines. The database is current. We'll go ahead and initialize that. The ACP looks, or the RMP here looks good. I have the CTAF on. We got Unicom in the standby there. ACP all looks good there. Our integral and flood lighting, that all looks good. Radar is off if PWS is off. Excellent. Coming on to the center of the instrument panel here. We'll check our engine oil quantity. That looks good. Hydraulic quantities all check out. No class 2 status messages. And we have 1800 psi in the oxygen tank. That all looks good there. We'll also go ahead and press and hold our recall. Excellent. We'll go ahead and clear that out. Rotor trim, or not the rotor trim. Stabilator trim. Stabilator. Wow. I'm going through all the things. Stabilizer trim is set to 0. Thrust levers, idle, engine masters off, engine mode is norm. Speed brakes are disarmed, flaps are up. We get digits in the rudder trim here, and the gravity gear extension is stowed. Coming on over here, we can go ahead and put this on the ATSU since we know both of these are going to be exactly the same. Excellent. The RMP and ACP look good over here. The lighting is set, and we have an auto ATC of 1731. That's in there. Get the transponder on as well. And lastly, let's go ahead and do the accumulator brake check here. So press down both pedals, release the parking brake. I'll release the left brake. Press it back down, goes down and up with no delay. Right side, down and up with no delay. Excellent. We'll set the parking brake. And the accumulator pressure looks really low, but once they open the cargo doors, that's going to recharge that accumulator. So not too worried about that. Let's see, APU's been on for 3 minutes. I'll go ahead and get the bleeder going. And we can go ahead and we'll get things started. We'll do things via load aircraft, boarding and refueling. There we go. Excellent. And now that we have external power or APU going, we can turn off the external power. I get the GPU gone. There we go. I don't need that anymore. And there they go. Opening the cargo doors, just like I said, recharges the accumulator. So there we go. Let's go ahead and get to planning here. We're going to be Cactus 3318. Let me bring up the tablet since I do not know it all. Slide you over there. Alrighty. Cost index is going to be 24. Cruising 20,000 feet. That seems ambitious, but we'll look that. We'll put that in there. Plus 12 on the deviation, so it is going to be -1. The current ground temperature is 28 degrees. Nice and warm out today. Alternate Savannah will go over to page 2 here. 0 fuel weight and 0 fuel weight CG. I accepted that already, didn't I? Yeah. That's small, so I must have accepted this. 0 fuel weight of 122.3. With a 0 fuel weight CG of 29.5%. There we go. Our block fuel. I don't know if this says it somewhere. I don't know. Can't see where it says the block fuel is. That's quite alright. We'll just pull it from the release here. Looking at a release fuel of 19.5. So we'll go ahead and go 19.5. We'll zero out our route reserve since we can do that here. Our alternate Savannah 2.3. There we go. We're refueling. Yeah, it was like, so use your airplane's refueling system to set the desired fuel quantity. Yeah, nope, don't need to do that. Excellent. Let's go into the flight plan here. Departure, Charlotte, 18 left is what they're using. We're going to be on the Queen. Queen 5 on jam. So, Queen with a K. On jam. And then for the arrival, they're using 33, so we can plan on that. And it's gonna be the Osprey 7 and jam transition. Okay. There we go. There it is. We'll go ahead and insert that. We get a manual and then radar vectors to Humpy and then Queen on jam, and then that transitions us right into the arrival there. Init wind request. Let's go ahead and go to the performance page and get some performance numbers, shall we? Let's see. 18 left, dry. Yep, we'll sync load sheet add. Hold on. Is our max landing 140? Really? 142.1? It seems like a 320 landing weight. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure these are 320 number. I don't know. I'm thinking 137 is the max landing weight in a 319. Hold on.
Charlotte-Charleston, departing airspace to the northwest, climb flight level 380. See ya.
Estimated max takeoff weight of 166.4. Yeah, these are 320 numbers. 137.7. Okay, and those. Okay, yeah. So, why does Sunbrief do this, where they planned your max landing weight to be right around the estimated landing weight to always be exactly at the max landing weight? Stop doing that, Sunbrief. Stop loading me up with cargo. Like, I just don't get it, Sunbrief. Why do you have to always have it at max landing weight? Is beyond me. But we can go ahead and stop this. So what I'm going to do, we'll do 143.5. And what I'll probably end up doing is just leaving the APU on the entire way, since I have to burn the fuel, apparently, to get below our max landing weight here. Let's see. Wind, 200. Yeah, we don't do headwinds. There we go. Everything else looks good. We'll calculate that out. Excellent. And really? A flaps 3 departure? Okay. I still don't understand how Phoenix does this, but, you know, it is what it is. Because usually that's going to be like a flaps 1 or a flaps 2 tops. Yeah. Even at flaps 2, look how that flexes. Yeah. I have no clue why this wants to. We'll do a flaps 2. I have no clue why you want to always do a flaps 3 takeoff. We'll do a flaps 2 takeoff. We'll send that to the MCDU for reasons. Excellent. When data is uplinked, there we go. There's our V speeds, 138, 139, 142 with a flex of 58. Excellent. We'll go to our descent page. I want a 290 descent. There we go. Excellent. Secondary flight plan, we'll copy over the active. We can go ahead and review our route. So let's go ahead and get Queen up here. We'll hide that. I see the pink here, so 250 and 280 above 10. Yeah, 280 above 10. So that all looks good there. So we'll remember that. We'll go to plan, 10 nautical miles. There we go. Let's see. Off of 18 left, we're looking at a 183 heading. And straight ahead to get radar vectors to Humpy. Then Queen. Then unjam. And on the Osprey, we have unjam. Cobda. Then Ninja between 11 and 220. And oh, there's no speed restriction there, just between 11 and 220, flight level 220. Then Turtles at or above 10,000 feet. Then Osprey. Then Pam G between 5 and 10,000 feet, 250 knots. Then Lexi. This is going to be at or above 5,000 feet, 210 knots. Then we have Jard at 4,000 feet, 210 knots. From there, we'll get vectors onto the ILS. Why is everything doubled up? I'm seeing double here. I don't know why I'm seeing double. Okay. It has a transition in there. I do not need the transition. Approach vias, no via, insert. There we go. You want airport to take you down to the end. Alright, so then we got Shrimp at or above 3,000 feet. Then Gators at 2,000 feet. And from Gator inbound, 6 miles 3 degree glide slope. the math is math in there. And a 334. That makes sense. Yeah, 334. Excellent. For the miss, climbing to 500, then a climbing left turn, 2100 to intercept the 300 radial to gists and hold. So that looks like that is all in there. Excellent. So with all that done, we can go ahead and ask our Ghost FO if he's ready for a briefing. He says yes, he is ready for a briefing. All right, threats. It's a very short flight. That's going to be the biggest threat. And we get a lot of gas to burn, apparently. So we'll try our best to burn some gas on the way down there. Maybe I'll give us some extra vectoring. I have no clue. But what we'll do is we'll just leave the APU going the entire time. That'll give us the extra few pounds of burn that we need to get below our max landing weight. Otherwise, plan on taxiing out to 18 left. It's going to be pretty straightforward. We'll just take, we'll go out the ramp here. And then we'll take Mike Charlie through this hotspot down to the end, Charlie 12. Plan on flaps 2 flex, standard reject considerations. Any questions about what we need to reject for? Nope. Alrighty, in the event of an engine failure, we'll proceed straight ahead to about 4,000 feet. We'll clean up the aircraft, work the ECAM, and make it a return to, we'll do 18 center since that's 10,000 feet long. Otherwise, we'll continue out to get rid of vectors to Humpy. Let's see, no ETC online, so we'll go ahead and dial up 20,000 feet direct. There we go. We have Unicom set in our standby, and we're squawking 1731. Any questions? No questions. Let me see. Do we have any? Nope. Jack Center is online, so we might have some ATC going into Charleston there. Excellent. Sounds like they're still loading up bags. IRs are aligned. Ground control is on. Our EFIS is set. We'll put terrain on in D since the radar doesn't work in the Phoenix. Our parking brake is on and it is checked. Our ACP is good. RMP is good. Let's go ahead and check our position real quick. Looking at 3512.8, 3513.1. That's close enough. And 080, 56.9, 080, 56.7. That is good enough for me. We'll go ahead and hit return on you. Indy looks good. PFD, we got V1, V2, climate nav. Our blue flight directors 1 and 2. Excellent. And we checked our oxygen. We're waiting on them to finish loading up our bags. We'll turn the fuel pumps on. We get the fasten seatbelt sign turned on. Let's see. We'll check our fuel on board. Balanced with the pumps running. Our hydraulics all look good. Pressurization is in auto with the landing elevation. And our engine oil, we'll just check that one more time before we leave. We can go ahead and do it before we start checklist. Recorder ground control, that is on. Flight forms and maintenance log. On board, reviewed aircraft 717. Fuel quantity, let's see. We were planning on 19, I think it was 19.5. 19.5 required, 19.5 is on board. Takeoff performance, I see 138, 139, 142 with a flex 58. Oxygen is checked. Seatbelt sign is on. ECAM has been checked. Our parking brake is on and checked. MCDU is set. Altimeter is 2, 999er. And the departure briefing is reviewed. The before start checklist is complete. Okay. The status message will go away here quite soon. There we go. Loading up just the last of the bags. I'll turn that down a little bit. You know what? I said I was going to do it after the stream last night, and I completely forgot to turn on the sound equalization. so that the outside sound doesn't blow your eardrums out. That's all right. I'll remember to get it one of these days. But that's pretty dead accurate there. Once they're there, you usually get done boarding the aircraft just a little bit before they're done loading all the bags. Excellent. Alrighty, we'll go ahead and get that beacon light turned on so we can get our doors armed. Look at the old US Airways seats. That's so cool. Alrighty. Alrighty, we do have an airplane back here. I don't think they should be pushing anytime soon. It looks like an A320 right there. So we will let them know we're going to be pushing back from Bravo 6 here in just a moment. We have another aircraft that just pushed off the gate as well. Looky there. Excellent. We have a 321 and a 320. Charlotte seems to be the place to be tonight. So there we go. Excellent. Charlotte traffic, Cactus 3318 will be pushing back off of Gate Bravo 6, Charlotte traffic. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and continue. We want a nose. No. I don't want to interrupt pushback. Change direction. Facing south on taxiway apron. Oh, I don't know how to do this. Push straight back, straight pull, push back. I don't know. Facing south on taxi. Oh, yeah, that's the one I want. Okay. Right? I think the last thing we have to do is there might be one more thing holding this up. Choo. Closing the door. Why is the door still open? That's so weird. Wait for us to get that slide armed. Usually that closes on its own. Alrighty. There we go. Starting at will. Alright, so we'll go ahead and accept that. Show predictions, or fuel weight 122.4. Let's see, and a zero fuel weight of 29.5. That looks good. We'll pop that on in there. Excellent. We'll go ahead and get our engine started. I'll turn up the sim volume for us. Sounds like 2 good starts there. I'll bring the volume back down. There we go. Be looking for our person with the flag. She stands insanely close to the airplane. There we go. Have a salute. There she goes. She's waving a bye-bye. Thank you very much. Let's go flaps 2, shall we? Said I was going to leave the APU on this entire time, so we'll go ahead and do that. So we get the extra burn. I think it's 137.7 is what we need to be to land. Oh, 4,000 pounds. Seems like an excessive amount of fuel to burn, or excessive amount of weight. I'm gonna double check that before I make the next flight plan. I gotta remember to do that on the Turn and Burn Tuesdays. To double check the weights on the flight plan. Here's the thing: when I actually look at the flight plan before I make it, what I usually do. Okay, so it just keeps changing it based on what it feels like, because I will usually come in. And there's a little section right here where you can see what your weights are going to be. And it was at like 134 when the first iteration of the flight plan I made. And then for some reason, and no reason at all, also, I had Myrtle Beach as an alternate. So I don't know what's going on with SimBrief. I think it just does whatever it wants when you hit make the flight plan. I don't know. I do not know. But I didn't think I was going to be weight restricted, because the first time I looked at it, I was going to be well underneath our max landing weight, but here we are yet again, me talking about being landing weight restricted. And that's something that you'll actually see that pops up on your flight plan is you'll have a weight restricted flight, and it'll say max landing weight limited usually, or whatever the limit is. So if you're at a short runway, it'll say, it'll tell you that you're runway limited, or taxi weight limited. It'll tell you whatever your limit is. Max Reason says, howdy, how are you doing this evening, good sir? Welcome to the Eagle's Nest. Glad you're able to make another Turn and Burn Tuesday here. Since I have plenty of gas to burn for some reason, I think what I'll do is I'll just run this checklist right here. So let's go ahead and do our flight control check before we even get moving. Full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudders, full left, full right, neutral. We'll go ahead and get the auto brakes to max. Our takeoff performance looks good. We will set 0.8 units up on the trim. That looks good. We'll get the predictive wind shear on, and we'll go ahead and test our takeoff config. That all looks good, so we can do AB forward takeoff checklist. Flaps are 2 planned and 2 indicated. Takeoff data and speeds are all checked. Our weight is at 141.8, and we're looking at 141.5. Stab trim, we're looking at 27.6% and 27.6%. Flight controls are checked. ECAM memo, takeoff, cabin is blue. We are to the line. Let's go ahead. I'll put you on flight plan, yeah, and you on performance. And we'll go ahead and call taxi. What did I say? We'll take, we'll exit the ramp on Mike there, and then take Mike Charlie. So I'll bring the taxi diagram back up. Yoop. Pull you over there. Excellent. Charlotte traffic. Cactus 3318. We'll be taxiing to runway 18 left via a Mike and Charlie. Charlotte area traffic. Alrighty. We'll get these down, you up. Let's go. Of course, with the CFMs, again, we're like having to push the thrust levers up just to go anywhere. Eyes are goat when it comes to engines. Very interesting. Imagine Sim. I think this is, yeah, this is Imagine Sim? FF Dream Team? I think this is, is it Imagine Sim? They couldn't get the colors right. You got a more gray color over here, more red color over here, more red down there, gray right here. Just concrete's all types of different colors, apparently. Hopefully you're having a great evening out there, Max Reeson. Today looks like a little bit more of a better day to be flying around. If I'm looking at VAT radar, the VAT, whatever it is, VAT sim radar, there's not really much weather out there this evening, so that's good. I'll take that. What are we talking about notifications for? Did I do something? Did I do something I don't know? Go on over down to this taxi line down here. Excellent. That shall take us straight on down to Mike. Now we're on Mike, essentially. There we go. Ooh, hello, Lang. You say hello. Hi, how are you doing, Lang? Long time no see. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad you could catch another live stream. Welcome to the Eagle's Nest. Hopefully you're having a great day today. Looks a little dark just north of the airport, but that's okay. We're not headed that way. Alrighty. Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff. Alright. We can go below the line, runway, and FMS. We have runway 18 left in the box, on the screen, and out the window. That is checked. Our minimum takeoff fuel, 15.4, required 19.1 on board. Flight attendants are notified. Engine mode is norm. And the TCAS is a TARA. Before takeoff checklist. Before takeoff checklist is complete. Excellent. The final does appear to be clear. Let's hop outside real quick. Yeah. No one's on the runway. Final does appear to be clear. So we'll go ahead and take off of runway 18 left, shall we? Charlotte traffic, Cactus 3318, departing runway 18 left. Will be departing on the Queen 5 departure to the south. Charlotte area traffic. Alright, so haven't heard anyone else on the radio. Let's go ahead and get this party started. I'll get our sim volume turned up here. We'll ding the flight attendants. Other way. Thank you. Excellent. Still, the lights in the simulator just look different. It's not, I don't know. I don't know what Microsoft did, but the lights seem off now. Like insanely dim. I don't know. Excellent. Half down on the side stick. Let's spool it up to 50%. Here we go. Flex. Thrust set. Checked. B1 rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Beautiful. Climb. Climb is set. Charlotte departure, or Charlotte traffic. Cactus 3318 departing the pattern to the south. Last call, Charlotte traffic. Excellent. I'll zoom this out just a little bit. And essentially we can go direct to Humpy. We'll get the flaps up first. How about that? Get to the back for the flap retraction here. Do the side that has the city. There we go. Air flaps 1 is what I meant to do. There we go. There we go. Wrong button there. Now we can go up with the slats. Beautiful. Alrighty, we'll go ahead and disarm the speed brakes there. After takeoff, checklist, the landing gear is up, there's no lights, flaps are up, and we're pressurizing. We got some diff P. After takeoff, checklist is complete. Excellent, let's go ahead and get autopilot 1 going. We can go direct to Humpy at this time then. We'll go ahead and do that. Bring the temperature down in the back. It's so cool that even though we're like very far from the mountains, you can kind of see the ridge line way out there of the mountains. So cool. Alrighty, I'll bring the Sims sound back down to a more reasonable volume there. Hopefully, that should be a good reasonable volume. Seems to be higher than normal, but there we go. And it does seem that Jack Center is online. Hopefully, we get a little guidance from them here in the next 10 minutes or so. Wonder why the ETE is not working. On this pilot, so the progress bar works, but the estimated time and that's literally, well, the altitude isn't working. The ground speed is working. That's about right. It's a few knots behind, it looks like. But, I have no clue why the ETE isn't working. And it still says we're at 732 feet. That's weird. Let's, here, let me just restart it up then. How about that? There we go. It needed a restart. Everything seems to be working a little bit better there. Alrighty. I missed my through 10,000 feet. And we're almost through 18,000 feet as well. I might as well go ahead and get that off. And, we got a minute en route. We can go ahead and turn some in-flight entertainment on. We already reviewed the arrival, so I'm not really worried about that. We'll get the LS push buttons going. And let's see what the altimeter is. And it says not used. Let me guess, they switched the airport around. They're using 2-1 now, because why not? Why not just do whatever you want down there? 1-5 would be perfect, but no, you gotta do runway 2-1, huh? Alrighty, so charts. It's an RNAV GPS, the runway 2-1 is what it is. Which is fine. Get the LS push buttons off. We're transition And this entire time I'm trying to get the altimeter. It's going to be 3006. There we go. That was fairly close. Almost missed that. Alright. And Jack Center wants us to call them on 3592.
To Raleigh.
I cannot hear whoever is talking on the radio. 3006 is the meter. $180 at 9. And the temperature is 26.
JetBlue 2520 Jacksonville Center, good evening, ident.
Hello, Center. Cactus 3318 is flight level 200.
Cactus 3318 Jacksonville Center, ident.
There we go. There's the ident. And hopefully he will give us a
Radar contact about 10 miles south of Pelican.
runway assignment here soon.
Cactus 3318 radar contact about 20 miles north of the Columbia VOR at flight level 200. Descend via the Osprey 7 arrival, runway 15 transition.
There we go.
Altimeter is 30.
I'll take that. Alrighty, we'll descend via the Osprey 7 arrival, 15 transition for Cactus 3318. Alrighty, so there we go. We'll do the 15 transition. That works a little bit better for us there. Yeah. We'll go ahead and insert that now. Let's see. Is there a difference between 2115? Will take us all the way to Luther now. Cobra, Ninja, that remains the same. Turtles, Osprey, and then Luther. There we go. Luther is at or above 4,000. And then we can expect the ILS approach again to runway 15 there. So 4,000. And since I know we have the fuel for it, I'll just go ahead and begin our descent now. Excellent. Let's go into charts here. We want 15. We'll put the ILS in there. We can unpin all the other ones because we don't need that anymore. Excellent.
Cheers, 2246 Hotel, ready to check.
5x5.
Cheers, 2246 Hotel on the ground.
So we review the arrival.
To St. Thomas, Sierra, Sierra.
We need to ask our FO if he's ready for a briefing. He says he is ready for a briefing, even with the runway change here. Well, what are your threats? It's a short flight and we had a runway change. I would say those are pretty valid threats. We're on our way down since we especially have the fuel to go down. Not too worried about burning extra gas. And that'll give us plenty of room to set up for the approach. We're coming in on the Osprey. Is that how he said it? Osprey 7 arrival. Our first restriction here is going to be Ninja between 11 and 220. The bottom is going to be Luther at or above 4,000 feet. Plan on doing a visual, back it up with the ILS to runway 15. We'll use full flaps and low auto brakes.
Good evening, Jacksonville Center.
For the missed approach, plan on a soft go around. It'll be with the tower assigned heading and altitude unless they want us to do the publish mist, which is in the box and has been verified. Let's go ahead and do 3006. Excellent. Let's see. I'll put the minimums of 243 in there just so we have something in the box. There we go. Excellent. And when we do land, plan on a 1-5 right-hand turn off. We'll probably get off here at, what is this, Alpha? So Alpha or the end, those are really our options. So Alpha will take us straight in. We'll park in Bravo, at Bravo 6. I plan this one to be a Bravo 6, a Bravo 6 flight. And when we get back to Charlotte, we'll park at Bravo 6 again. So there we go. Excellent. So anything you'd like to add to that? Any questions? Nope. Excellent. Well, whenever you're ready, since we are through 18,000 feet now, descent checklist. Altimeters, we have 3006 set once, set twice, and set thrice. The auto brake is low. Perfect pitch page is set. The arrival briefing is reviewed. Osprey 7, visual approach backed up with ILS to runway 15. Status is checked. No changes there. Descent checklist is complete.
Transit 233, checking in 360.
Air Transit 233, technical center, I done.
Something is bound on my controller to be to be
Air Transit 233,
like a roll axis or something like that. I have to go in and check that out.
Southwest 3281, Jacksonville Center, radar contact as reported.
Pretty sure if we followed this river all the way down, it would take us straight down to Charleston. If you're doing some VFR flying. Yeah.
Call when you're back.
Sir. Sirius 2246 Hotel, hold them short, runway 21.
Sirius 2246 Hotel, the wind 1709, upon departure flight landing, runway 21, clear for takeoff.
Flat runway heading 21, clear for takeoff. 2246 Hotel.
Hopefully this is going to cross that restriction just exactly at 11,000. Let's see. We can go ahead and pause our in-flight entertainment, at least for now. Excellent. One of the things I'm looking forward to that I saw, did I come across it in an email? I forgot where I saw it. I think I saw it on the I Build store when I was looking for scenery today. They have now released a Providence scenery. So I think I'm going to pick that up because that's ultimately something I want to do leading up to FS Expo. I kind of want to do that again. That's essentially how the channel got started, was doing the FS Expo shuttle. So I might bring that back again And this time we'll head in and out of Providence.
Bravo, Echo Alpha, cross runway 19 to the ramp, American 3159.
So if that's something you all would absolutely love to see, let me know.
November 2246 Hotel Radar, contact altitude passing.
It's probably going to be a heavy on the northeast corridor and heavy on probably like, I'm thinking JetBlue Spirit Ops, but that's unconfirmed right now. I still haven't figured out which airports I want to hit and what airlines I want to do it. I kind of want to spread the love to all the airlines. Spirit, United, JetBlue, did I say Frontier? So yeah, I kind of want to hit all the ones that have A319s, A320s. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna cross. Looks like it's gonna cross us at exactly just around about 11,000 feet over Ninja, or 10,000. Yeah, 11,000 feet over Ninja. So I'll stay up front for a little bit longer just to verify. Flight attendants, prepare for landing. Very short flight. Very short flight. If they even got up to do anything. You get water. That's all you get on this flight is a little bit of water. That's it. Yeah, I think it's going to cross it just right at about 11,000 feet is what it's trying to plan on doing. And then the next one, turtles that are above 10,000 feet. And I think that's the plan for that one, is it wants to cross it right just at about 10,000 feet. So, looks good. Ooh, we have an alpaca online. It's a flight deck to sim streamer there, or not streamer, but someone in this fan base.
Speedbird 2246 Heavy, Jacksonville Center. Good evening, climbing Tampa 390. Fit 1181, give me 1 second.
We'll get all the lights going. And, of course, we have to get the replay going now. We're below 10,000 feet. Did I do the ding? We'll do the ding. We got the replay recording. Excellent. Yo, airplane. What is up with that? No. You're supposed to do 250 before you descend below 10.
Give me 1 second here. Bit 1181 upon departure flight only heading the wind variable.
There we go. We'll go straight on down to 4. Let's go ahead and activate the approach phase here. I can go ahead and do that. And we'll jump on down to 4,000 feet. Beautiful. Hopefully that puts us below the clouds. If not, then we're going to have to do the ILS.
Cactus 1318 at Luther, cleared the ILS approach runway 15.
Alrighty, at Luther cleared the ILS approach runway 15 for Cactus 3318. Is there a transition?
Radar contact.
I didn't even see if there was a transition. There is a transition.
1181, proceed direct to Craig View.
Let's go ahead and do this. This. Bridge views. Luther. Insert. Okay. Insert. Manage. Direct to Luther. There we go. Bottom side is May. That is going to be at above 1,600 feet. Now level us off here at 4,000 feet. And nav intercept. I know. Once we level off at 4,000 feet here, I'll slow it up to 210 knots. Drop the gear, they get that extra fuel burn here.
Jackson over, good evening, Delta 1342 with the flight level 370, 12 miles from Macquarie.
Aircraft calling, just a call sign.
Delta 1342.
Delta 1342, Jacksonville.
Flaps 1, speed verified.
Good evening, Delta 1342, and Macquarie's our last point of our flight plan, just make sure that we are clear.
We'll do 170 now, and I'll bring this down to 1,600.
Fly the Frog 4.
That's what I meant to say, Frog 4, Delta 1342.
Flaps 2, speed verified.
Yeah, Jack, this is Frontier Flight 319, level 360.
Frontier 319, Jacksonville Central I-10.
Alrighty, once we cross Luther, we can go right on down to 1,600 feet.
Frontier 319, right, I-10, please. America 1355, Jacksonville Center I-10. Frontier 319, radar contact about...
Excellent, we'll bring it on down to
20 miles north of the Columbia VOR, level 360.
1,600 feet for May.
1355, radar contact about 10 miles north of the St. Petersburg VOR, climb maintain flight level 350.
I'll arm their approach. Low capture. Do this company message real quick. Alrighty. Practice ops. Yeah, okay.
Aircraft calling, go ahead. We'll get to you in a second.
Speedbird 2246, can we step out for about 30 to 35 minutes?
Speedbird 2246, if you need to step out for 30 minutes, that means you don't need to be VAT simming. So you need to disconnect, sorry.
You don't need to be VAT simming. I mean, he's not wrong, I can tell you that much. Alrighty, so Ashley is the locator auto marker there. That should be at 1561. We're still above max landing weight. It's so weird how SimBrief does this. I wish I had noticed that. And it's like once you load it up, I should have just went in and edited the cargo.
Your call sign only, please.
Take off 1,000 pounds of cargo. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Let's just go ahead and go flaps 3. How about that? Speed verified. Little flap vibration there. Gotta love it. There we go. Glide slope's coming on in.
Just 1 second, sorry.
There's 1 dot. I'll go ahead and manage up our speed now. Glide slope capture. Set the missed approach altitude 3,500 feet is set. Flaps full before landing checklist. Altimeters 3006 and 1540. That's set. That's actually about exactly right. Engine mode norm. Landing gear is down, and a 3 green ECAM memo is landing no blue. Before landing checklist is complete. Cactus 3318 cleared to land runway 15.
Cactus 3318, U.S. Shark cleared runway 15. Blue Streak 6506, read back correct. Push stars, expression, contact for taxi, expect runway 16 for departure.
There we go. We have our clearance to land. Volume for the
Frontier 4838.
Did not mean to hit that. Volume for the sims coming up. I'll talk to you all on the ground.
1,000.
Stable.
Just the call sign again, I didn't hear it was Delta 37. Delta 37 Central Center, I-10.
Pretty darn close to our max landing weight there. We'll call that a win. Autopilot's off.
Delta 37 air contact about 20 miles south of Fayetteville, VOR. Delta 2382 South Miami's offline later.
Stable target sync 7.
Thank you for your service, man. Delta 2382.
No problem. That was 3281. Just a traffic advisory. Going to be traffic going from east to west to flight level
100
3.
above.
Correcting.
360. He is a spirit wind base 320. So you're going to be radar for this tonight, but I just want to give you a heads up. You might want to hold your descent into Tampa just barely past underneath you.
Light slow.
Traffic advisory for you.
Light slow.
He does 370. I can't control it out of my even the leading airspace. So shouldn't be a factor. I have to give him a heads up about you.
Whoa. It's like this thing all of a sudden decided it was going to load in all at once. Deployed. Alpha to the Ram, Cactus 3318. Thanks for the ETC. Talk to you on the way out. Yeah. So, I don't know. Auto brakes off, manual braking. I missed my 80 and a 60 call out. So we'll take the right hand turn off. Yeah, that's super fun. I'm not getting scenery from this guy ever again.
We'll descend via the get on 1 arrival.
It's just highly unoptimized.
3010 for the altimeter, pilot Spencer Juliet.
I see why a lot of simmers just absolutely refuse to try to import their old scenery into Flight Sim 2024 because there's issues like this.
Reported in the area.
So we will take Alpha right on in. Just like we briefed. The ground markings look good. I mean, it's a good looking airport. Let's go flaps up. We have Rory. Thank you for the subscription there. Welcome to the Eagles Nest. Really do appreciate that subscription there. Thank you. Hopefully you are enjoying the stream so far, even though we have reached Charleston, which is pretty much nothing more than a stutter fest. Alrighty, Alpha is going to take us right on in. Then we'll go to the other side there, the far side. That's where Bravo 6 is. That's the one I kind of have set up, ready to go. Like I said, today we're doing Bravo 6 to Bravo 6 and back to Bravo 6 again. Making it real easy in terms of remembering where we're going. We want Bravo 6. Oh, there. How much easier the airplane is to taxi around when it's like 2,000 pounds lighter. I have no clue why it's taking so much power to taxi around in Charlotte. We're nowhere near our max takeoff weight either. I don't know. That's what it is. Yeah, for sure. Like usually I like ending the turn and burn with the landing. The first landing being the last we replay, but I cannot leave off on a scenery that just suddenly loads in all at once for no reason at all. So we'll see. Sim update 3, hopefully. Well, this airport is downloaded anyway, but I'm hoping a lot of issues are solved when we're able to physically download the airports onto our hard drives versus having everything streamed in. I kind of like not having, at least with the sim updates, not having everything on my computer because that takes up a lot of space. And if I'm going to use up space, I want to use it for third-party add-ons, and not all the sim updates there. So there we go. I see Bravo 6 making a turn in. See, I can see people walking in a terminal. This is just like the level of unnecessary stuff. Like we don't need that. Just hogging frames for no reason.
Delta 5042, go ahead. Proceed direct, Nick.
There we go. Excellent. The parking brake is set. We'll go ahead and get the fast seatbelt sign turned off. We'll come down below. Engine Master 2 can come off. We do have the APU online this time since it's been on this entire time. So Engine Master 1 can come off. We'll go back up to the overhead here. Get our fuel pumps turned off. The beacon light can come off as well. Excellent. We'll check our fluids to make sure We didn't leak any fluids on the way down. Engines look good. Hydraulics all look good. Status, no class 2 messages. And we still have 1800 psi. And our oxygen tank there. Shutdown checklist. Our parking brake is on and shut. Engine masters are off. Engine mode norm. Speed brake is disarmed. Radar is off. Windshield PWS is off. Fuel pumps. We go up there. They're all off. Slides. 4 disarmed. Our APU is on. Shutdown checklist is complete. I'll go ahead and get some turn music going. We'll try to get. We'll stop that replay. There we go. We'll disconnect from VATSIM real quick while I get everything reloaded up here and ready to go. I'll turn our route around and the studio there. Did that take? Yeah, there we go. Excellent. I'll turn the stem volume back down as well. Going into sim brief. Only give me 1 minute to get everything I need plugged into sim brief. Since people like the inside of airport terminals, there we go. I'll leave us there. How much fuel do I have on board? 15.3. Sounds good to me. I have started finding out that when this happens, just do a nice zoomed out thing and then zoom back in. It kind of like reloads everything. I don't know what it is with that, but it is what it is. Alrighty, doing the preview briefing. Excellent. Need a little bit more gas though. That's okay. And it looks like we're gonna be right at our max takeoff weight for our landing, so that's quite alright. Ooh, and it looks like we have Atlanta Center online, so we may have ATC all the way back into Charlotte here. Yeah, that should work. We'll go ahead and generate that flight plan. Excellent. We are refouled on the VATSIM network there. I will connect right back up there. Excellent. Let's see. Let's reset everything for our new flight. We'll unload, import.
Airport radar vectors Leopard, Lima, Papa, India, November, Delta.
Nope, that's not what I wanted.
Arrival.
Unload, import. There we go. Okay. I don't know why that's showing.
International Airport radar vectors Leopard, then the get out 1 arrival.
They're going south, so let's go ahead and preload 18 left in there again. There we go.
Delta 1556 reback correct, proceed direct Leopard, cross Leopard at level 300.
Excellent. And we'll go here. Home and view again. Excellent. They are still deplaning. That is quite alright. We should be able to do an init request. Let's see what happens. There we go.
Delta Alpha, Jacksonville Center, good evening, climb, maintain 18,000.
So, well, they're still deplaning, and I'd actually be doing this. While they're still deplaning, I would go ahead and get everything going.
You're clear to the Hotel Papa November Airport, in radar vectors in residence file, maintain 3,000, expect flight level 45010, minutes departure with me.
Our cost index of 30. Cruising along at 24,000 feet, really? Quite the aggressive thing. Plus 12.
Discretion, contact me for taxi. Expect runway 26 for departure.
So that's a 9. Should be 9.
Make it quick.
United 703, we're flight level 380.
Seems like they're completely done boarding. So we can go ahead and
Contact as reported.
dismiss that. Mass and balance. Load aircraft. Just exporting and refueling. Actually, oof. I forgot to reload. Reset. My flight. Import from SimBrief. Dismiss. That reset my fuel too. That's alright. That is alright.
It'll be a little while, sorry. JetBlue 10.
That's the one I want.
Just north of Cross City, VOR, climb, maintain 350.
I hope they're gonna refuel. I may have messed that up. I might have to. Load the fuel in manually. So 15.8. So we will see if the fuel loads. If not, we'll just load it instantly, and that will be that. I messed that one up big time. Let's see. Temperature 25 degrees.
Airport, radar vectors Leopard, Lima, Papa, Echo, Romeo, Delta, get out 1
Let's go into the make do Atsu AOC menu. Oh, there we go. Fuel truck's here. So we'll accept that. Let me go here. Arrival message. Return. Go back to our load sheet here. We're looking for, is there a fuel weight of 114.1? And a zero fuel weight CG 29.2. Our block fuel is 15.8. I remember that because I just looked at the fuel. We'll zero that out. Our alternate fuel, we're looking at Greensboro 2.4. Let's plan 1-5 for departure, at least for now. Swipe Fox 3. Swamp Fox. There we go. That makes sense. Let's see. Philly transition, direct flag for the stock car, or which we did last night. 1-8 left. Stock car 4. And it's flag, because will it be entering? Yeah, flag. Okay. I don't think that's an option. So we'll go ahead and insert that, and then, yeah, there we go. That all looks good. All right, we're getting fuel. Okay, so it is going to work. Excellent. And it, nope, that's not what I wanted. We'll request our wind data. Go down over to performance. Let's get our takeoff data. 1-5 dry. We'll sync the preliminary load sheet here. We'll call that 131.6. 131.6. Excellent. So we should be well below our max landing weight. I love it. Yeah, we're well below. Excellent. We don't take credit for headwinds. Excellent. We'll calculate that out. Flaps 1. Okay. There we go. Finally, we got a flaps 1. That is in there. Wind data is uplinked. We go over to our descent page here. I think, if I remember from last night, it is a 280 transition. 280 transition, so we'll put 280 in there. Excellent, and we'll copy over our active flight plan there. Excellent work. IRs are all aligned. Recruiter ground control is coming on to get our checklist there. Flight directors can come back on. Excellent. EFIS looks set up there. Terrain on India is on. That looks good. Our broken brake is on to double check there. ACP, RMP, that all looks good. Let's go data. Position monitor. Bring back up our tablet. And we'll click on Charleston. We're looking for 3253.9. 3253.1. That looks good enough for me. And 080. 02.3. That all looks good. ND looks good. PFD, we have V1, V2, climate nav, blue. Flight directors 1 and 2. We don't need to do the oxygen test again. Let's see. What I need is a PDC. I need a clearance.
Get to the bathroom, go use the bathroom. I'm not going to yell at you.
Hello, Center. Cactus 3318 on the ground in Charleston, looking for a clearance to Charlotte.
Split 1181, contact Atlanta, Center 132.97C.
Split Atlanta.
How are we boarding with the door closed? That's what I want to know.
Climb, maintain post 340.
It's people just, you know, warping right through the door for some reason.
1031, 3318 cleared to Charlotte Douglas Airport, Swamp Fox 3 departure, Philly transition as filed. Maintain 3000, expect flight level 240, 10 minutes departure from East Squawk 2704.
Alright, that's the Swamp Fox 3S file, Swamp Fox 3 Philly S filed. Maintain 3000, expect 240, 10 minutes after departure, and departure frequency is with you. And we'll squawk 2704 for Cactus 3318.
Cactus 3318, read back correct. Push start discretion, contact me for taxi, expect 21 for departure.
Expect 21, thank you, Cactus 3318. Alrighty, so he says expect 2-1. We will do that. So slight change of plan. That's why I wanted to get a clearance before we review the route here. Let's go ahead and change this to runway 21. It's going to be a slightly shorter taxi, but also a slightly shorter runway there, or much shorter runway there. Philly, there we go. We'll go ahead and insert that. Check takeoff data. Yeah, it's going to be not correct. That's why. Let's come back over here. Let's go ahead and put in runway 21. We'll leave everything else the same, and we'll calculate that. Flaps 2 now. We'll send that to the McDo. Excellent performance data. 27, 27, 31. Flaps 2, and that looks good. Nope. Nope. Send a McDo. I don't know why it does that.
We are 158 out to the east.
127, 127, 131. 127, 127, 131. Excellent. That all looks good. Our descent page should still be the same. Excellent. So there we go. Now we can begin our route verification. So we go to plan 10 nautical miles, bring up the Swamp Fox departure out of here. Off of 2-1, a 211 heading to 546 feet. We'll make a left-hand turn all the way around to Angry. So let's go ahead and scroll that on up all the way around to Angry. That's going to be at above 2,000 feet and a maximum of 230 knots. That looks good. From there, we'll go to Pauley, and then Swamp Fox at about 4,000 feet. And then lastly is Philly. From there, we will be over. We're going to go direct to Flag. Where's Flag? There it is, right there. So let's clear that discontinuity up. Philly, there is Flag. Flag is between 21 and 23. 280 knots. Then we have Finish between 16 and 23, 280 knots. Then we have Stock Car between 12 and 19, 270 knots. Lap 12 and 16, 270 knots. Simcoe 11 and 13, 250 knots. Dumi between 10 and 11, 250 knots. Ori Leaks at 10,250 knots. That's the bottom side. And Hando. And then we have the visual. It's backed up with the ILS to runway 18 left. Always subject to change, but there it is. Oh, it's strung the whole approach in there. Interesting. There we go. So we have reviewed the route. Now we can actually do a briefing. Do our Ghost FO here. Are you ready for a briefing? Yes. What's your threats? It's a short runway, short taxi. Yeah. We'll start up both engines after pushback, and we'll get the checklist done here before we begin moving. That way you have plenty of time and don't feel rushed. We'll taxi out to runway 21, probably Alpha. We'll cross runway 15 to the end. Plan on doing a flaps 2 flex. Standard reject considerations. Any questions about what we need to reject for? Nope. If we do lose an engine after V1, we'll continue straight ahead to about 3,000 feet, clean up the aircraft, work the ECAM, and plan a return to 15 if we need to. Otherwise, we'll continue out on the Swamp Fox. The top altitude, he gave us 3,000 feet, didn't he? Yeah, 3,000 feet. So we'll put in 3,000 feet here. Departure frequency is going to be with him, so we have that set. And we're going to squawk 2704. So I'll go ahead and get that in. 2704. Excellent. We got our mode C squawk in there. Anything you'd like to add to that? Nope. Excellent. Really all we're doing is waiting on the backs to be finished up down below. Oh no, I want the bleeder on. We'll turn the fasten seatbelt sign on though. Let's check our fluid levels one more time. Hydraulics look good. Or sorry, the engine oil looks good. Hydraulic looks good. No class 2 status messages, and we still have 1800 psi in the oxygen. Excellent. Let's go ahead and do a... Or, no, that's the wrong fluid check there. We want fuel. Onboard balanced pumps are on. Hydraulics all look good. Pressurization, auto with the landing elevation. Dip down low so we can see that there. And then obviously our engine oil looks good. Now we can do a before start checklist. Recorder ground control is on. Flight forms and maintenance log is on board. Reviewed aircraft 717. Fuel quantity 15.8 required, I think it was. 15.8 required, 15.7 on board. Takeoff performance, we have 127, 131 with a flex of 65. Oxygen is checked. Seatbelt sign is on. ECAM is checked. The park and brake is on and checked. MCDU is set. Altimeters 3006, at least for now. Update that here in a second. Departure briefings review. The before start checklist is complete. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and pull a updated ATIS here. Charleston ATIS. 3006. Excellent. Everything is looking good. We're just waiting for them to finish up on the bags down below. We will be out of here. Yeah. Did fine. It like reloads when you do that. I have no clue why, but the scenery kind of takes a nice little reload when you do that. How's your day been going? It's been going quite well. Max Recent had a nice little relaxing day off. Got a nice fresh clean house, so that's always nice to have.
3217 cross Hilly at or above 2600, clear the RNAV approach runway 10.
Oh, Hilly at or above 2600, clear for RNAV approach runway 10.
It's not often you get nice restful days. Not much to really get done, even though you kind of still have a lot to do. Why does your scenery often do that? I have no clue. I think it's a 2024 thing. This one in particular is the scenery developer is. It might be like a VRAM issue. I have no clue. But if you notice, it doesn't do it in Charlotte at all. And a lot of my third-party, most of my third-party sceneries don't do that. This third-party scenery does. I don't know why. But yeah, I have noticed that some of the third-party scenery has some issues with, or not third-party scenery, but some of the default scenery. And maybe that's what it is. The default scenery here is trying to load through the third-party scenery, but this is the first third-party scenery, or payware scenery, I should say, that I've had this issue with. Low frames I'm used to at third-party scenery, but dealing with whatever this is, I have no clue. So, if you know something that I don't know, I'm more than open to listen to it. What is going on back here? They did load all the bags, right? No. Where's the baggage guy not leaving? Oh my gosh. Are you telling me? Alright. Are you telling me I didn't open it so it's not gonna load? Get out of here. What the heck? You guys are supposed to be able to open and close that yourselves. You don't need me to open anything. Yeah. Why does it do this? I have no clue. Alright. I'm not waiting another 15 minutes to do that. That should have been done a long time ago. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna bump the noise. And we're gonna say we're going with what we got. Reset all. Dismiss. Reset all. I don't care. Ground services, no mass and balance, load aircraft, instant, dismiss. There we go. Everything as it should be, because I'm not doing that. All right. GSX, prepare for pushback and departure.
1855, descend via the stock car for arrival. Charlotte hasn't reported what they're landing yet. I'll get that for you. Charlotte altimeter is something. I'll get that also.
All right, we seriously gotta wait for all of this?
No worries. Descend via the stock car for arrival. American 1355.
A restart Kodo. There we go.
Looks like Charlotte's landing south in Charlotte. Altimeter is 3001.
There we go. Is this lifetime? No, it is not lifetime. Let's see.
American 2803 radar contact. Climb and maintain flight level 270. Proceed direct in it.
It is so annoying that somebody prepare for pushback and departure. That it was literally just sitting there waiting on me to open up a door. I'm like, they usually open and close on their own. I don't know why it was just sitting there waiting. I don't know.
Wind is 1708, runway 10, clear to land.
I think the SimBrief update must have done something. All the doors are closed. Yeah, all the doors are closed. Let's go ahead and get the beacon on. Get all of our doors armed. There we go. And we'll close that door. We'll wait for this guy to come and hook up and push us on back. No, this isn't lifetime. Usually the further east we fly, the more I'll dial the day back to morning time. So instead of being, you know, nighttime, it's morning time. If we're out west, I tend to keep it more real time because the SimBrief integration just works a little bit better when everything's real time. You don't get all these weird, like, you're off block and all that stuff. I don't really care for that. Let's see. Return. We're gonna have like 100,000. We're gonna go nose to the left. That's what I want. We'll accept that. Load sheet. We'll release the parking brake there. We'll accept that. We got 114.2. And we're looking at 29.6. Not that big of a difference, but we'll go ahead and put that in there. Excellent.
Aircraft calling just the call sign.
And we got clearance to start our engine, so we'll go ahead and do that.
72961 Whiskey ident.
You know what? Your guess is as good as mine. There, Max. Reason why we're so light. You probably heard me complaining this entire time that we were above max landing weight the entire way down. And then all of a sudden, SimBrief turns around and gives you a super light load. So I don't know. I don't know how SimBrief does it. It is what they generate. I'm gonna say everyone wants to go down to the beach and no one wants to come back from the beach. How about that? That's what we'll say.
Southwest 1187 Jacksonville Center radar con. There, Jacksonville Center. Good evening. Climb maintain for 370. Delta 1566 contact Orlando approach 124.8. Thank you. Delta 1280 contact Orlando approach 124.8. See you. Frontier 319 contact Orlando approach 124.8. See you.
Alright, 24.8, see you.
JetBlue 1866 descend via the get out 1 arrival, Orlando altimeter 3009.
Descend via the get out 1 arrival. For JetBlue 66, altimeter is going to be 3009.
Here on my days off, I'm gonna have to see if there's anyone on a forum somewhere that has the same issues. Alrighty. With the sim doing that, because I have absolutely no clue. Again, when we get to Charlotte, you'll see it won't do this in Charlotte. So it has something to do with the scenery or scenery developer. Wow, that was a sudden change in lighting.
Roger.
Because at the same time, I get those like stutters as well. I don't know. At least in this scenery developer's scenery. So he does Indianapolis as well, and I get the same thing. Crew meal for tonight was orange chicken. Orange chicken. So we'll get the tray table out. Get our orange chicken. We'll set our orange chicken there. We'll make sure we stow it before we take off. Nope, I missed her little weaving of the pin there. Flaps, what is it, 2? There we go. Don't need to run the APU this entire flight this time. Alrighty, after start checklist engine and tags we don't need. Status is checked and our rudder trim is at 0. After start checklist is complete. Let's do our flight control check, shall we? Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudders. Full left. Full right. Neutral. We'll go ahead and get the auto brake set to max. We need to be up 0.8 again. About right there. Go ahead and get the protective wind shear on, and we'll do a takeoff configuration check. That looks good. Before takeoff checklist, flaps we have 2 planned, 2 indicated. Takeoff data and speeds have been checked. Weight is 130.0. We're looking at 129.6. Stab trim 27.9%, 27.9%. Flight controls are checked. EK memo is takeoff cabin blue. Before takeoff checklist is to the line. Alrighty, let's get rid of our orange chicken and fried rice. Orange chicken and fried rice. So had a little bit of orange chicken. It wasn't Panda Express though. It was orange chicken and fried rice. Hello, Jacksonville Center. Cactus 3318 is ready to taxi.
Cactus 3318. Runway 21, taxi via Alpha across runway 15.
Doing via Alpha cross runway 15 for Cactus 3318. Alrighty. So we'll go around the ramp back to Alpha. We'll continue down Alpha and cross runway 15, just like we're briefed. I thought for a second there he may take us out Bravo and go Bravo Charlie Alpha, but, you know, it is what it is. Right, I know. You know what I had a few months ago, and, well, that's more than a few months ago now, and I was insanely disappointed, was, Payway. I had Payway, like, a while ago, while I was laying over at an airport waiting on my next flight, and, so I went inside, got some Payway, or whatever, thinking like, oh, I mean, it's gonna be just like Band Express's orange chicken. No, it was not. I was extremely disappointed in Payway. I will not be going there again. That was some overpriced food. It did not taste good. It was an insanely small portion. When I'm saying it's expensive from, and you know, as a crew member, we do get discounts on food in the airport, and I'm still saying it was expensive for what you got. So no, I'm not a Payway fan. And just like that, I forgot to unclick this. There we go. That's why a lot of times when we're going straight, I like to use the rudder pedals. Because you get like slightly finer control there. I had a similar experience there. Yeah, I don't know. It could be like, for them to be a brand that's all about, I don't know, high quality. And I'm not saying it was low quality. I personally didn't enjoy my meal there. I mean, I ate it, but I didn't enjoy eating it. You know what I'm saying? It's the food proportions that I have a gripe with. And just like I said, for what you paid, you don't feel like you got what you paid for. You feel like you should have gotten a little bit more out of that.
Atlanta, 3297, American.
Let's go below the line. Runway and FMS. We have runway. Runway 21 in the box, on the screen and out the window. Set. Minimum takeoff fuel. Yeah, he should be calling us here soon as well. He's getting ready to close up.
United 703, close up the shop radar service, terminal frequency to approve. The common traffic advisory frequency, see ya.
15-3 required. We got 15-5 on board. Flight attendants. Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff. They're notified. Engine mode norm. TCAS is. Go ahead and get you in TCAS. TARA before takeoff checklist is complete. There we go. We have better high quality Asian food around anyway. Exactly.
4491, close up shop radar service, terminal frequency approved. Come traffic advisory frequency, see ya. Southwest 1187, close up the shop radar service, terminal frequency approved. Come traffic advisory frequency, see ya.
Frequency change approved, have a good night. Southwest 1187.
Sky Sport 636, close up the shop radar service, terminal frequency approved. Come traffic advisory frequency, see ya.
Over to Utica, Sky Sport.
Yo. What is this?
Delta Alpha, close up the shop radar service, terminal frequency approved. Come traffic advisory frequency, see ya.
Okay.
Taxi 3318, and the departure will be on the common traffic advisory frequency. Safe travel.
Alrighty, have a great night. Thanks for the ETC. Countess 3318. Alrighty.
All aircraft on frequency, Jacksonville Center is closed. Orlando approach is closing. If you need any service beyond that, that will be on advisory.
I forgot how to slew. Because I am, again, stuck. I have no clue what happened. Let's see. This is like Denver all over again. This is gonna take us offline, but that's quite alright. I need keyboard commands. Toggle slew, Shift Z, and then W and S. Alright. So Shift Z and yeah, something like that. Alright. Shift Z. Oh. Alright. Alright, got V1, V2, climbing that, blue collectors, 1 and 2. It deleted the flex data. That's what happened. Okay. Let's go in here. And let's go back here. Call ops, it's too late. Oh man, we taxied into wet cement. I know, this is so ridiculous. Alright, I forgot what our V-speed, our flex was supposed to be. Oh well. We'll just tow out of here, how about that? Chief pilot is not going to be happy. I see I got his airplane stuck. Alright, does Charleston have a CTAF? Let's find out. Everything was going so well. Gotta love when weird things like this happen. We'll just tow on out of here. It's a short runway anyway. Why not? Let's see. CTAF. There you go. 26-0. So we'll put that in there. (126.0000) and we'll get 1228 in there as well, just because we'll have that in there. Alrighty, there we go. Charleston traffic, Cactus 3318 departing runway 21 on the Swamp Fox 3 departure. Charleston traffic. Alright, no one is on final. No one is on the runway. There we go. We'll go ahead and take the runway for departure. Here we go. Volume is up. Wind is pretty much looking like it's straight down the runway. Not a strong wind at all. 50%. Half down on the side stick. There we go. We're pretty much in line. Let's go. Toga. Thrust set. ED. Checked. V1 rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Get that autopilot going on so we can get this cool turn out of here. There's where they make the 787s right there as well. Flaps 1. Absolutely cool. This is like, you turn right around the factory. That's amazing. That's so awesome. Alright, some sounds are coming down a little bit there. We can go flaps up. Alrighty. We shall continue our climb all the way up to 240. Go ahead and go open. We'll switch to Unicom. What a cool departure out of Charleston. If only the scenery was more optimized, then I'd fly in there all the time. And I wonder if it's like not optimized for 4K, which is what I'm running everything as, because it doesn't seem like a lot of other people have issues with it, but a lot of other people are still running Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 as well. Whereas I'm running only Flight Simulator 2024, and I do it in 4K as well. So I wonder if that could be the issue. Well, at least Atlanta Center is still online, so we should still be able to get approach services coming into Charlotte. I think. I'm pretty sure Atlanta Center controls that arrival into Charlotte. We're through 10,000 feet. We'll get our lights off. I like how the nose is kind of mismatched too. Like it's got like a not white nose while the rest of the plane is white. I mean, I guess it's white, but it's less of a white than the rest of the airplane. Someone paid attention to all the details when they made this livery. You gotta love it. I do miss the team liveries that a lot of the airlines used to have. America West used to be another one that had lots of team liveries, especially on their 757. I do remember that a long time ago. Seems like Southwest is really the only other airline that like will do like special liveries, but it's mostly for states. They don't do like team liveries or anything like that. The graphics card I use is a GeForce RTX 4090. I will be, I mean, hopefully sooner than later, looking for a 5090, but for now, the 4090 is holding out well. I'm really kind of waiting to see what Intel is going to be doing on their next version of chips. as if I do an upgrade, I wanna upgrade to the 5090, get the latest Intel chip, as well as get some of the latest RAM and upgrade all of those together, as well as the motherboard. Obviously, if I'm upgrading the chip, I'm gonna have to upgrade the motherboard. But I got a fish tank for a case, so everything's got to coordinate in a white color, and so that takes a little bit of time, waiting for people to make a white motherboard, white GPU, white AIO, all that stuff. Oh, you have a 4090 on the way. Awesome. The 4090, let me tell you, at least in Flight Simulator, the use of frame generation is so nice. You can literally double your frame. So like without frame generation on right now, and mind you, I'm running 4K, I get about 40 to 50 frames a second. Hold on, let me see what I am getting right now. Yeah, about 40, it goes up and down. 40 to 50 frames a second. Frame generation takes that to above 100. So it is, frame generation is very, very, very nice to have. We're above 18,000 feet. We'll go transition. Let's see. The Charlotte altimeter, I just brought up the ATIS here, 3001. So that's what we will do. 3001. Set once, set twice, set thrice. Transition. Standard. Do you need to have the 8K HDMI cord for it? I do not have an 8K. In fact, I don't use HDMI. I use DisplayPort for it. So I have two DisplayPorts that I use. Now the version of the DisplayPort cable I have no clue. Because I think I don't know, the 4090 I think has like DisplayPort 2 point something. So I don't know what cable I have for that. I might have a cable that's one generation newer than what the card is, but that's quite alright. It is what it is. I can't really tell any difference. You know, when you're getting into stuff like that, like for me, practically, I'm probably not gonna notice a difference. So I'm like, is it worth it to try to have the highest end cable? I have no clue. Is the cable what's bottlenecking everything in my sim? I have no clue. But for the most part, I run, I mean, you see this, I run a pretty smooth experience here in 4K. My mouse sensitivity is high. I can turn it higher. They can't even keep up at this point. All right. There we go. That's a more reasonable sensitivity. But yeah, so like, it's really a handful of airports. That one being one. In fact, it's the two airports by this same creator where I get absolutely terrible performance, stutters all over the place. And I don't know if it's because it's highly unoptimized or if it's because, you know, he's got the interior of the airport completely modeled. I have no clue. DisplayPort generally offers higher bandwidth, allowing for higher resolutions and refresh rates allegedly. Which is why I use DisplayPort. I don't have an HDMI. Well, I do have HDMI cables, but they're not hooked up to this PC. Alrighty, we're coming in on the arrival. It has been reviewed. They are still landing south, so that's good. We can go over to our FO here. Ghost FO, you ready for a briefing? Yep. Alrighty, what are your threats? Well, other than the short flight, it's a short flight. That's really the biggest threat. Yeah, I'd agree with you there. We'll come in on the stock car for arrival. Let's see. down here, stock car. Our first restriction, we're just getting ready to cross it here. Flag is going to be between 21 and 23 and 280 knots. The bottom side will be leaks at 10,210 knots. Plan on a visual. We will back it up with the ILS to runway 18 left. I'll use full flaps, low auto brakes, soft go around if we need to go missed. It will be with the tower. Assigned heading and altitude if they give us the published miss. It is in the box and has been verified. When we do land, plan a right hand turn off on like Charlie 432, somewhere down there. We'll take Charlie, and we're going to Bravo 6 again. So Charlie and like Golf into Bravo 6, something like that. Any questions? Nope, no questions. Excellent. Let's go ahead and dial 10,000 feet in here. And yeah, let's go ahead and start on down. We'll go ahead and do that. That's perfectly fine. Let's see. And while I'm here, let's go weather. VATSIM. 205. So we got RadNav. IVKQ 11035. 184. 30-degree glide slope. KCLT 18L. There we go. Performance all the way to the end here. We're looking at an altimeter 3001, a temperature 26, and a wind of 200 at 5. And a baro of 1002. There we go. Excellent. Everything's looking good for the arrival there. We'll probably get called up from center here fairly soon. They have Atlanta Center. I don't know if he controls this airspace though. Although he has the ATIS up for it, so maybe. And that's going to be 3297, so we shall see. I'll pre-select it just in case, 3297. Was that the same frequency as last night? I think it was. I do say, I think it is. Time to land in Charlotte only to get stuck behind 8 regional jets. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think Charlotte is like regional jet world for American. It's like landing in JFK and just to be stuck behind 19 heavies. Or that's actually taken off out of JFK. You know, taken off out of JFK. There'll be a string of heavies trying to cross the ocean. You know? I do have to say, Charlotte's not an ergonomically designed airport. You kind of like, you look at it, it's just, I don't know. They just kind of slap things together as the city expanded, it seemed like. As I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure B and C, was it B and C were original to the airport, and then like slowly they just kept adding on like A, then D, then E, then A, then more A. That doesn't make sense here, but it makes sense here if you look at it. Of course you're not going to load in today. You've been working fine this entire time. But today, nope. Not going to do that, are you? That's cool. I don't need you anyway. Beautiful. Beautiful descent profile. Yeah, we could hide that so we can make this a little bit bigger. There we go. Should I move this over here? Yep. There we go. That way we don't block most of our beautiful view out there. Alrighty, through 18, let's go ahead and do transition standards, or transition 3001s at once, twice, thrice. We'll get that wing light back on again, and let's go ahead and do a descent checklist, shall we? Altimeters, 3001, water brake is low, perf approach page is set, arrival briefing is reviewed, stock car for arrival, visual approach backed up with ILS to runway 18 left. Status is checked, the descent checklist is complete. Hopefully, if the sim is in a really good position at sim update 3, maybe we'll get into the career mode and flight sim 2024. Nothing like a good old speed break descent. No sir, not today. Not today. You get those thoughts out of here, Max Racing. Not touching those speed brakes today. The sun profile is very interesting. But we're hitting everything, so that's really the only thing I care about is as long as we're on profile. Although, I think we should be in Atlanta's airspace. No? Not quite yet. Just pull the lever, break the streak. Not today. You get out of my head. You get out of my head. Although, to be fair, I guess you missed it on the way in. I did dump the boards on the way into Charleston. So we're not high and fast. But no. This is a nice, smooth, planned arrival right here. This is what dreams are made. What dreams are made of. Beautiful, smooth. Maybe it might be a little bumpy up here, but nothing too crazy. We're slowing up to 250 knots. Airplane's performing fantastically. I guess Center doesn't want to talk to me today. Let's see, I'm gonna tune them up anyway. And we will put this frequency. Oh, he's closing up. Okay. That would be why he didn't want to talk to me. At any rate, there we go. Well, nope, that's not the right one. There we go. 18.1 is going to be the CTAF frequency there. So that is all good. I think it's CTAF. Let me just scroll back up. Yep, 18.1. There we go. We haven't said it. Let's go ahead and do it. Flight attendants, prepare for landing. There we go. With that, go ahead and pause that for a second. Let's get replay 2 going. We'll start recording. That'll be under number 2. Yes, there we go. And we are recording. Again, as we're approaching Charlotte, still getting really good frames. So, you know, something tells me that this developer is not making very optimized sceneries. Pretty much what I'll do is once we cross leaks at 10,250 knots, I'll just drop us on down to 4,000 feet. once we get to 4,000, and then I'll vector us right onto the, give us a base and give us a nice short but sweet final. How about that? I got a company message. Let's go ahead and check that on out. Alrighty. ADC delay. Do not care. There we go. It's cool that they implement it, but could care less about that portion of the AOC menu. It's almost like I wish Flight Sim 2024 would give you the option to like have the full walk around mode where you gotta take all the probes and chocks out and all that fun stuff. Give us the option to turn that off. Because let's be honest, it was cool for like 1 or 2 walkarounds, but then it's like every time you load into the sim, at least with the default airplane, the Phoenix doesn't make you do that, but a lot of the default airplanes, almost all the default airplanes, you have to go and do all that stuff every single time you want to go flying. Have we done some Caribbean ops yet? No, I do not think we have done any Caribbean ops yet. That'd be something I would want to do, is take the Air France A319 from their territory in South America and hop on up to, I think it's Martinique. They have like 1 or 2 islands in the Caribbean that they still that are still territories of theirs. Nope. We'll keep you at 250 knots, and then we will descend down to 4,000 feet, just like I said, right? So, nope. No need to do all of that. Bring it on back. Don't go crazy, airplane. Or I guess it should be leaks at 210 knots. That's why it was slowing up. Silly goose. That's all right. We'll speed it back up to 250 knots. Get a nice little descent going. It's not that was the side I wanted. I was hoping we could see the airport. We might be able to see it here soon. There it is. You see the runways coming in sight just off to the right of the screen? Excellent. Alrighty. Once we get to about 5,000 feet or so, yeah, that sounds about appropriate. Once we get down to about 5,000 feet, I'll turn us onto a base leg. And continue the descent down to 4,000 feet. Maybe down to 3,000. It really depends on where we are when I make this base leg turn. Yeah, some Caribbean ops are definitely going to be in order. Hit some islands up. Maybe do some... I really don't have a lot of scenery for the Caribbean other than the world updates and whatever handcrafted airports they did for the world updates. That's pretty much about it. Outside of that, I don't really have a lot of scenery. Because it'd be nice to do like JetBlue ops out of San Juan and hit a bunch of different islands. Alrighty. As promised, 5,000 feet will go westbound. So, 270 on the heading. We'll do radial into Gulch. Direct to Gulch, radial in. Accept that. Why did you activate that? That is dumb. 270. Leveling off at 4. We can slow to 210. Excellent. St. Martin default looks great. San Juan too. Okay, I haven't really gone down to either one of them. I know there was the Caribbean update a while ago. Let me vector myself onto the final here. How about that? Something like that. Let's just go ahead and arm that localizer before it's too late. Low capture. There we go. I'll go ahead and arm their approach. Flaps 1, speed verified. Excellent. Did I do this? I don't know. The lights are off, so clearly I didn't do that. Bring it on back to 180 knots then. So we can go flaps 2. I have the airport in sight. That all is looking quite good. I did activate the approach phase, right? Yeah, the approach phase is activated. Excellent. But performance over here. Flaps 2 speed verified. Excellent. Glide slope is captured. We can go ahead and set the missed approach altitude. That's going to be 4,000 feet. 4,000 feet. That is set. Bring that on over there. Excellent. We'll maintain 180 for a little bit. Charlotte area traffic. Cactus 3318 is on a 11-mile final runway 18 left. Charlotte area traffic. I want to make sure my frequency is right. I don't think anyone else is moving around, so that's good. We should have the airport all to ourselves again. And this time, we definitely 100% are under our max landing weight, so there we go. Airplane didn't say 2,500. That's all right. All right, gear down. Flaps 3. Speed verified. Flaps full. Speed verified. Before landing checklist. Altimeters is 3001 and 2300. Engine mode is norm. Landing gear. Down through greenie cam MO. Landing no blue. Before landing checklist is complete. I'll bring the volume back up for you here. Go ahead and get rid of our little tablet there. Did you notice? Still smooth frames. So again, this is something to do with that developer specifically that's causing my system to have all types of stutters. We're stable. Autopilot's off. Stable target, sync 8. All the red cars in the parking lot are distracting me. A lot of cars in the parking lot there.
Minimum.
Light slope. Light slope.
40, 30, 20, retard, 10, 5.
There we go. Deployed. $80. Manual braking. Auto brakes are off. We can catch this forward high speed here. 60. Excellent, excellent. Well, those employees need to stop having red cars then. Max racing. I didn't know. The red was just popping out more than all the other cars were. Oh, look at that. That looks like another glitch in the scenery right there. That taxiway intersection. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Charlotte, the same place where we started off here. Well, let's go ahead and clean up the aircraft, shall we? Nope, I want the taxi light to be on. Go ahead and get that started. We'll go flaps up. There we go. There's still one person here. Alright, there we go. We got some comings and goings for Charlotte. Yeah, look at that. That definitely looks like a glitch in the scenery. Hopefully it's not on this taxiway that I need to make this left-hand turn on. It does not look like it. That's very odd. Imagine some fix that. Otherwise, great scenery. Smooth performance on my end. Oh, but it is on this next taxiway up here. Whatever this is. Don't worry. Just a nice little speed hump in the taxiway. Yeah, that wouldn't be fun to taxi over. Oh yeah. Let's see. I want GSX Bravo 6. Bravo 6. No. There we go. Yeah, coming in, you notice how Charlotte has like a literal ton of just like open air parking lot. Then they get that like one little parking deck. And even though they had all those cars in the parking lot, they still didn't get a drop in frames. So that just goes to show you, if you know how to optimize your scenery and don't try to model every single detail inside of the airport, you can actually have a very good looking airport that also isn't a drag on your PC. Go ahead and get that light off. Yeah, you can see the little ramp tower there. Well, you got the big tower there, and then you got the ramp tower right there. Or there. I'm not too sure. Or, yeah. So there's, I assume that's ramp tower. And then they have like a little another tower here. I don't know. Although to be fair, it looks like nothing's in it. You can see straight through it. There's Bravo 8, and we're coming up to Bravo 6. Sweet. Oh, I cannot. There we go. I did not see that stop line. All right, there we go. Perfect. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful there. Okay, sweet. That's not the button I wanted. All right, so the parking brake is set. We can go ahead and turn off the fasten seatbelt sign. Going down below, let's go ahead and get engine master 2 off. Engine master 1 can come off since we have the APU. We'll go back up top again. Get our fuel pumps off. Beacon light can come off. And we'll do one final fluid check here. Oil looks good. Hydraulics all checked. No class 2 status messages, and we still have 1800 psi in oxygen. Let's do a shutdown checklist. Parking brake on and checked. Engine masters are off. Engine mode is norm. Speed brake is disarmed. Radar is off. Windshield PWS is off. Our fuel pumps are all off. Slides 4 disarmed. APU. That is on. Shutdown checklist is complete. Excellent. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Charlotte. We'll head outside to deplane. Like you said, you say, why does this always happen? Wow. I just noticed. Look how clear those numbers are back here. Or the scale for the stabilizer trim. Wow. Perfect. But you see, I don't have this issue. Don't have this issue here. So, you know, that clearly tells me, cool, the VINs say US Airways on them. I just noticed that. So clearly that's an issue with the developer doing that. Let's go ahead and we can stop that recording. We'll get our turn music going here. I enjoyed this Turn and Burn Tuesday. Thanks for streaming. See ya. Thank you very much, Max Reason, for coming and spending a little time in the Eagles Nest. Really do appreciate you coming in and stopping by and saying hello, spending your evening with me. Hopefully you have a great evening. I have no clue what I'm doing tomorrow, but I will figure it out. So I'll see you at the next one, though, but take it easy out there. Yeah, I definitely think it might be a scenery issue, which is why I get that. The interesting part is I get it on a lot of the default sceneries. The solo sceneries is where I'm getting it. So it's just very interesting that it happens on a solo sceneries, but Also, this random third-party developer had happened as well. So, I don't know if there's something in the scenery files that is messing up, and that's why it's doing it, but I have no clue. It happens in Denver too. I've had it happen in Denver. I've had it happen in Chicago. I've had it happen in Atlanta. I don't know if I've seen it happening in Orlando yet. Or JFK. I don't think it's happened in JFK yet, but again, I don't fly in and out of that often enough to know. So yeah, some of the default airports, it just it does it. I don't know why, but it does. Oh, while I'm here, let's go ahead and disconnect from VATSIM. Thank you very much. We can go ahead and close that out. And I can go ahead and get rid of the fly live. Don't need that. Also had that weird thing happen in Denver as well, where we got stuck. I have no clue where that comes from either. And that was the first time I've flown into Denver and in and out a few times, like on stream as well. And so I don't know why that randomly happened this time in Denver. I have no clue. I have no clue. A glitch in the matrix, I suppose. I think the bags are going to take longer than the people. I think we only had 100 people on board, 104. Yet we had 3 carousels of bags. Very interesting. In the front and in the back, so 6 total. There we go. Brought the sim volume back down, so it's not blowing our ears out. These are very interesting belts they're using with this whole like shell to, I don't know, protect the driver. I'm assuming it's to protect the driver in case they drive underneath an airplane and try to injure themselves in the process, but it's like, alright. Is it really worth totaling an airplane over? Yeah, we're all done. So let's go ahead and close that door. let's go ahead and get get the aircraft state back to a ready state. We'll go ahead and activate that. I'll wait for the gray boxes to go away. Where is flight recorder? There we go. So we'll first load up this insanely glitchy landing into Charleston, get a few replays there, and then we'll come back to Charlotte for the final replays there. Cabin door is open. Cool. No, it's not. Excellent. Okay. Don't need any of that. Let's go ahead and load up the replay, shall we? There we go. There we go. Alright, we'll go ahead and release it there. As the wing decides it's gonna freak out. Well, it's quite alright. There we go. The wing's starting to settle down there. I mean, great variation in trees. I'm noticing there's like a lot of different diversity in trees there. Again, same thing with Indianapolis, is doing this weird loading thing as we're approaching it. It should have been loaded up, 50 miles ago. Yeah, at the very least 5 miles ago. I mean, not bad for me to have glitched out literally in the flare. So view that again from a slightly different angle here. There we go. Also gives you a sense of scale of actually how big like even though Charleston is kind of like a regional airport, it's still really massive in terms of land it takes up. You can almost still see where I glitched out there. Let's see. Let's see, is the airport even loaded? I mean, it is loading in. It's doing it again. It's freaking out again. Alright, we'll only do one drone replay this time since it's gonna freak out like that. Oh my gosh. Maybe I won't do a drone replay if it is going to freak out like this. Yeah, something about these sceneries, because there's no way I should be running out of GPU memory. I got what, 20 gigs of GPU memory? There's no way. 24 gigabytes of GPU RAM. So there's no way that I should be running out of that. Alrighty, so we locked on there. We'll run it back. We'll just do one. We'll do the over the numbers shot. How about that? And then we'll head to Charlotte where I'm gonna get much better performance. Alrighty. Let that rip. It's like it like pauses right before touchdown, and then all of a sudden it just like zooms right down the runway. But not bad. I mean, the touchdown was almost right on center line, and then I had that little wobble there. It still has something to do with my thrust levers, as they're not synced. That's why the nose always drifts left when I go to idle, and then I have to correct that with right rudder every single landing. Same thing. Doesn't matter what the wind's doing, because one engine will spool back just before the other one. I don't know why my thrust levers got desynced like that, but it is what it is. Alrighty, so we'll bring this back here. Let me zoom this out. Not that far. All right, there we go. We'll head back inside to the front. Let's go ahead and load the second landing here in Charlotte, and we will call that an evening, shall we? Yeah, I mean, look, it's in particular the red cars. It's not you see all the red out there. It's alluring to look at. All right, let's go back to the wing view here. Let's look at downtown Charlotte. There we go. There's a very terrible rendition of downtown Charlotte there. There we go. A lot less stuttering on this one, if you couldn't tell. Just massive expanses of open parking lot, and then you have the two tiny parking garages. This is so hilarious. Okay, so they have a few more parking garages, but still, it's compared to like all the open air parking they have. Beautiful. I'll take that landing 10 out of 10 every single day. Let's go outside. Get this shot right here. Yeah. My way of landing the 319 now, knowing how hard like it is to keep that nose in the flare attitude, is to pretty much just put it in the flare attitude before I get down into the ground effect, and then just bring the thrust levers to idle and let that be. Oh, that really is a beautiful picture right there. Hold on, I might have to screenshot that. with like the little rain shafts in the background. Or how about that one with the tower in the background? There we go. Alrighty. Alrighty, so let's wind this back. We'll do the touchdown shot, then the numbers shot. Let's try to make this look as good as I can. Here we go. It really does look like I rolled it on from that point of view. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, let's drag you back a little bit. There we go. And we'll get the over the numbers shot real quick. Here's the numbers. About there should be good, right? Not quite on target. See that drift again, the nose drifts left right in the flare as I bring the power out to idle. That's quite alright. Let's bring you back, shall we? Alrighty. So we'll lock that back on. We'll head back into the inside. Up on the flight deck here. And let's rewind this to about right there. Excellent. Well, before I play the last replay here, I'd like to take this time to thank Max Racing and Lang. Thanks for coming to the Eagle's Nest this evening, hanging out with me. Really do appreciate it. We'll be streaming tomorrow evening, but I have no clue what ops or where we're going to be streaming. So not really planned anything yet for tomorrow, but be sure to tune in tomorrow for the next live stream. I'm gonna try to make my way up to the northeast here, so that we can do the expo thing that I had did last year. So we'll be shuttling into and out of Providence. So until the next time I see you all, please remember to take care of yourselves and each other. Till then, I'm Grey Eagle. Peace.